All right, it looks like we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege to introduce one of our top leaders, Mr. David Gibson. I have the privilege and honor to get to know him. Obviously, he was, behind the scenes, being one of our contributors in the platform here, always commenting, always doing his part as a leader. And when we brought him into the circle of our table, I was pretty impressed with his personality, his style, and what he brings to the table. And so I'm looking forward and having him now be a part of our event this morning, which is our presentation. Mr. David Gibson, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you. I got my notepads ready, and it looks like I got a couple of guests here too that are getting ready to listen to you. Thank you once again. Appreciate you.
Mr. Ramirez, I can't thank you enough because you are definitely one of our top leaders. You are always energized, enthusiastic, and ever ready to do what's necessary to move our company and our particular group forward. And I appreciate you introducing me that way. Thank you, sir.
Thank
What
you.
I'd like to do now, we didn't get a chance to collaborate together, but do I have and for you folks who are watching us get this together, this is the beauty of MWR. We're a team, we work together, and when we need to know things, there it is. Got my share. Okay. All right. And if someone would let me know, you got it? Okay, great. All right, sir. I appreciate that thumbs up on the. Let me just
We
ask
just gotta
one
put
thing
Yeah, we gotta put
if
that
you
on
don't
PowerPoint mode.
mind.
Perfect.
So thank you,
I'm
Fernando. I
ready.
appreciate that support. So
Thank
first of
you.
all, let's determine why we're here. Okay, I know why I'm here. I'm here to share some vital and important information with our guests and to also empower our community as well. And hopefully, the person that invited you, you're wondering why am I here if you're a guest. And I can say that the person who invited you must care a lot about you because they gave you exclusive VIP access to this information. And what information is that? Well, let me tell you. The company that we are affiliated with, we represent, is called MWR Financial. And I'm going to lay this out so we know what to expect from each other. So, what I'm going to share with you is MWR's approach to wealth building, which is centered on precious metals, which promises passive income and asset appreciation and guarantees financial independence. The system, and that remember that word, system, is accessible, expert driven, and self funding with multiple ways to earn and leverage income. Our membership is flexible. It has guarantees and referral incentives to reduce or eliminate costs. So the information that on the future slides that I'm going to show you will support all of those declarations I just made. And hopefully, if you have, I'm guaranteeing you need a pad and a pen to take these notes because some of the information that I'm about to share with you, you've never seen or heard before. And that's okay because as most people in America are struggling with their financial situation, we've determined that it's not your fault. If the system that we were taught as children, as high school students, as college students, if the education system that we were a part of had taught had actually worked, we asked ourselves, wouldn't more people be financially free by now? I mean, we've been in this thing for a long time. I know I'm like fifth generation in this country. So, but everybody, or not everybody, but the typical person in America who bought into the 40-40-40 plan, working a job for 40 hours for 40 years to then retire with only 40% of their income has bought into that system. And what the essence of what happens to those folks is that they trade their time for money. Inflation, that silent killer, is stealing their purchasing power. And then taxes, debt, and banks, they get their money off the top. How many of you have your bills set up on auto pay? You don't see your net until everybody else gets paid. And Uncle Sam is first in line, isn't he? If you're a W-2 employee, he doesn't even trust you to use all of your money and save some and put it aside so you can pay your tax bill. He says, no, let me take it from you now. And we're right in the season now where people are trying to grab that money back. Let me get a refund. But guys, if it was already, if you already had access to it and you had a way to not have to, you could use that money to do other things with it, you'd probably be in a better position. And retirement is not certain, even for high income earners, those that are earning 6 or 7 figures in our society. So if the real problem isn't effort, and what is it? And it's the fact that most people didn't have financial 101 taught at the dinner table. They were discussing how to build a business or earn money passively or residually. So it's not that people aren't working hard, it's just because working hard really isn't the answer anymore. Savings is a great thing to do if you have enough time, but and traditional investing the same way. If you have enough time, compounding and the magic of the rule of 72, all of that works in your favor. Just like Einstein said, the compounding is just magic when it works for you. But most people find it working against them. And that's why most people are only one emergency away from financial disaster. So money isn't everything. I've heard that statement a lot of times during my life. It's not everything. It's not the only thing, but hey, it is a good thing, isn't it? And but what people really want is what money can buy them, what it can offer us in terms of opportunities and options. That's what we want. We want an option to be free with our time. We want an option to have predictable income where we don't have to go through the peaks and valleys of a good market, a bad market, a good economy, a poor economy. And basically, we want peace of mind because how many there's not peace in this world right now because we just got involved in a war. Peace of mind is very valuable, especially as you get on the other side of the half century mark, like I am. And the main thing is we want to live life on our own terms. We want to spend time with those that we want to spend time with, when we want to spend time with them, and where we want to spend time with them. So now let's do a little dreaming here. Let's imagine, can we build wealth without working more hours, taking massive risk, or sacrificing our current income? Guess what? We can. MWR makes it possible. We make it possible for anyone who joins our community to make the system work for us. Ask yourself that question. What if it could work for you just the same way it works for wealthy families and institutions who designed it and plan to use it for their families? If you could build wealth without using your existing income, without waiting decades for it to grow, and without becoming a financial expert, would you want to know about it? Would you want to do it? Well, this is where everything changes because you have the opportunity. And these are the things that MWR can and will help you to do because it's not theory. Guys, we are putting this into practice every day. The folks that you see on this Zoom right now are in the process on different levels at different points in their financial life where they're making the system work for them. It's already being proven. Now, what are they getting for from this proven system? The time freedom I just spoke about. They get more control over their daily schedule because they tell their money where to go and they tell themselves where to go in order to help more people. The financial independence, residual. Please look that word up. If you don't already know what it means, residual and passive income are the best forms of income to have. And MWR can help you get that. We manage our risk and get expert driven results, which makes our investments safer and smarter. And all of this combines to give us faster results because we use other people's money. And you're going to be excited to see how we do that. So we are the only lifestyle and legacy company of its kind, and our mission is to create more financially independent families than any company in history. And you can help us do that by joining our community and making wealth real for yourself. So, what is this better way that we can build wealth? And this is probably where you're going to say, precious metals. Okay. Now, MWR has a unique way to grow your wealth that can outperform every traditional wealth building strategy. I'm sure that most of you have heard of crypto, something that's out there still burning bright. Bitcoin is still going. Forex, which is currency translation, stocks. We all know about the Dow Jones, the S&P, and real estate, the go-to asset of the wealthy. Every rich person in this country has real estate as part of their portfolio, as part of the pillars that help to make their income grow. But MWR does it without the risk or the headaches or the special skills required to participate in those methods. And if you know anything about them, you know that that's exactly what they require. We do it, like I said, with the most trusted asset in history, precious metals. And currently we're working with silver, but we also on the horizon we have the ability to work with gold, palladium, whatever it is. If it qualifies as a precious metal, it's going to be in our wheelhouse. And get this, we can do it with or without using your existing income. And I think you're going to be excited to figure out or to see how we can do it with in that way. So again, we've got a precious metal income system, the only one of its kind. And don't you notice that that word system keeps coming up? System in our industry and in our community stands for save yourself uh, time, energy, and money. And that's what MWR is all about. Because our precious metals aren't just a way for you to store value, but it's also a way to earn passive income because your metals actively work to create a consistent flow. Because, of course, they're going to appreciate, but we've got a new way that's exclusive to MWR where we can get you to high yield precious metal lease agreements that you can't get anywhere else. So, how does it work, David? Well, let me tell you. First of all, let me tell you this: past performance does not guarantee future results. Got to put that out there because everybody's not going to do what they're supposed to do and they're not going to buy at the same rate. So, and the market does move. But here, if you on a typical basis, we're going to earn because of the contractual nature of the leasing contract. There's going to be earnings of up to 2% monthly, which translates into 24% annually. Now, you tell me if your checking account or even your savings account or any CD you got or you're thinking about investing in can give you that kind of return. Just call me afterwards. Also, the stored value is going to appreciate. Silver prices have been rising steadily all throughout 2025, and we expect it to continue in 2026. Again, see a little asterisk. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. But based on the numbers, and I'm a numbers guy, I'm an accountant, and you can trust the numbers when you see the trends. And this is a real important piece. These pieces of precious metals that we own, whether it's 1 ounce or 1 gram or 10 ounces or 10, they're tangible, they're liquid, and they're real. They're not a piece of paper that fluctuates in value that, you burn it up, it's gone. No, these are real. And guess what? To purchase it, to acquire it, you don't need any special skills. All you do is click to buy, you click to earn by setting up the leasing contract, and then you get paid. And we just had our first distribution about 30 days ago. So it's a real tangible asset that you can really earn money on. And I love this part. The returns, that 2%, is fixed. It's regardless of market volatility. If the price of silver goes up, great. If it goes down, even better. We can buy it cheaper. So this is one of the best ways to start building on your portfolio. And this, I love this. Most wealth plans, guys, to require you put in more money. You're already spending and you're already uh, doing the things that you want to do with your money. And then other wealth plans say, okay, well, give me another $2,000 and I'll make it grow. No, we don't do that. Our plan creates money. And how does it do that? Well, I'm going to show you that in a minute. But for right now, you can be rest assured that you're not going to need a second job. You're not going to need to drain your current savings account. You're not going to need financial expertise. We have experts who are going to do the work for you. And there's no guessing or DIY or do it yourself strategies. We're actually a DFY strategy. We do it for you. Our experts do it for you, not me. You'll never have to tell me what you have in your portfolio or in your bank account. You share your information with our experts, and then they tailor a program specifically for you. Our wealth system is expert driven and self funding. That means that it can pay for itself. So, because what if you don't have the money to buy precious metals? No problem here at MWR. We've got three different ways to help you fund and grow your precious metals without sacrificing your current income or lifestyle. The first of those methods is shift, reclaiming the money you've already spent or are already spending without any sacrifices. We'll get into that in just a minute. Or we can help you earn the money. We can create new immediate and residual income streams. Again, that word residual, doing something once and getting paid for it over and over and over again. And then, of course, leverage other people's money, other people's time, other people's assistance. That's why I said we are a community of like minded individuals who are working together to better ourselves and those that we care about. So let's dive into the shift methodology. Our experts, they're going to help you get the money you're giving to the government in taxes, banks in interest, and then big business in every holiday that Hallmark has invented. Put that money back into your pocket instead of theirs. And those we have several different ways to do that because the savings you're going to receive are from debt elimination, the tax reduction. Bill negotiation is really special because our bill negotiators will help you take care of your monthly bills and try to get those reduced so that you see that savings immediately. And then that results, this is really interesting. Initially, the average members, not most, the average member initially saves about $700 when these shift methodology is implemented in their lives. And they go on for long term, it can come up to $2,000 or more per month. And of course, again, just like the past performance caveat, we have to say that individual results may vary. But hey, you got to get started because the experts do the work and you enjoy the results. So now let's look at earning more money and so that you can buy those precious metals. We have a system of multiple streams of income. And get this, you don't just get paid monthly, semi-weekly, semi-monthly, or bi-weekly. We get paid daily. And it's simply by referring others to who? The experts, not to me, not to Fernando, not even to Deborah, who's a very sweet person, by the way. But we want to refer you to our experts because when we do that, you're going to get excited by the results that you receive and you're going to tell others. And this is the possibility once you tell those other people and they're either like-minded or they're going to become like-minded by associating with us, then these are the different levels and the things that you can actually start eliminating based on the size of the group that joins in your crusade. And now these last two, the 480 and the 6,000, those are drain numbers right there. But let's concentrate on the 12 and the 36 to 90 because those are where we live. If you get 12 members, you're generating 600 a month residually. This is going to come in every month as long as you have 12 members. That may be for some people a car payment. If your 12 get excited and tell more and your team grows to 36 to 90, you're earning 1,500 to 3,000 per month. I know that's really, some people are going like, no way. And I'm saying way. I know people, I've shaken that, I've talked to these people are doing this. It's really exciting. And so at that level, you're looking at knocking off your mortgage or your rent. And these other two, like I said, just imagine having enough people working with you in the community to fire your boss. I don't know how you feel about your boss right now, but if you could just say, hey, really don't feel like coming in today or tomorrow or next week, you're fired. Ooh, I said that, didn't I? I'm sorry. Let me erase that. Rewind and don't play that back. And then if you really get it and the people that you're working with really get excited, your dreams can come true. If you look at that number, I'm not even going to say it, just look at it. But this is how you accelerate and multiply your income. And the third methodology that MWR uses is the OPM I spoke about earlier, other people's money. The wealthy, as we liken to our build our, or we want to get you on the same playing field. We want to level the playing field in the money game for everybody because these things aren't secret. I know that a lot of gurus out there on YouTube, TikTok, and all the other social media will tell you that, oh, I've got the secret. I got the secret sauce. No, the wealthy have the secret because they've been wealthy for generations and centuries. They don't just use their money to build wealth, they use other people's money. So MWR said, hey, how can we do that? MWR Fundable 360 was born. And this process guarantees a minimum of $50,000 in ongoing, unsecured business funding. You don't need to mortgage your house. You don't need to mortgage your real estate if you have properties. It's unsecured and it's business funding. It's not tied to your social security number. There are no personal guarantees. You don't have to put up any collateral, and there's no personal credit risk. And the program itself has been recognized by several money magazines or finance oriented magazines. And thanks to MWR, membership does have its privileges. I don't know why this is so small because we need to tout that you get a discounted price for this service if you're an MWR member. So MWR, to put it in a nutshell, because of all the things that we put together in our system, it's a complete self-funding wealth system. Again, that word system. It doesn't just work alone. They could, but it's better when they work together. If you shift the money that you're already paying, then there's no extra cost. If you earn more money, then that just accelerates what you're trying to do, either to build your portfolio of precious metals or to continue to knock off your debt or whatever you choose to do in your personal financial situation. And then leverage. I I just thought of a great analogy that'll help us understand leverage. If I was in my house to moving a couch from downstairs to upstairs, and I was to do it by myself, that would be a lot of work. But that's what most people do is they trade their time for money. It's a lot of work. But if I call three of my buddies over or two, however, I got some pretty big friends, so it probably only take one or two. But if we do it together, then it takes a lot less time and a lot less effort on my part because I'm leveraging their time, their strength, and their energy. That's what we mean by using other people's money and getting the bank to help us to build our wealth. And then, of course, that leads to the freedom that we were talking about earlier, the time freedom and the financial freedom. Because again, you own tangible assets that appreciate and pay passive monthly income all at the same time. And that, my friends, is a an ecosystem that we can all enjoy if we just get on board and join this community. You get savings, income, funding, and assets. And that's a beautiful combination. So, as I've been stating, joining the MWR community is pretty simple. You have two choices. You can either come in as a member, saying that I want all those wonderful services you just spoke about, Dave, but I'm not really. I just want to get the savings, the precious metal assets, the experts working on my behalf, and that costs $159.95. You'll get no contracts. because it's month to month, and your spouse, if you're married, is included. So that's a twofer that you can really get behind because you both benefit from one membership. Now, if you choose to say, hey, that earning piece, and I'd like to accelerate my my financial wealth building, then you can choose option two. You can get the business and the membership for an extra $100 one time and the 159 for the membership. You not only get everything under the membership on the left, but you also get business income streams, which are many, by the way. You get full membership access. And additionally, just like you see all these faces here on the Zoom, these are my people. They're my community. They're going to help they're part of the business system. They help with the use the sites, training, and support. That's the key. And I was trying to get to with the folks that are on the Zoom. They're our support system, and you'll be able to take advantage of that as well. So wherever you feel comfortable, start there, and you can upgrade anytime. And not only that, you can make it free or make it pay for itself. Now, what does that mean? Well, this is remember I told you at the beginning that we have guarantees and referral incentives. Well, if you're a member, the way you make it free is by referring other members. Just refer three, and your membership is waived for as long as you maintain three active members. So refer three, make it free. That's the mantra. Now, if you decide you're an option two and you become a business owner, then your business will become self-funding because as you pay out the 159, you're going to earn the same amount of money, which makes it free. Or no, self-funding. It's not free. Okay. So if you enroll three business owners, three like-minded individuals who want to do the same thing that you're doing, and one member, then you can earn $150 per month, which is $5 a day. You'll get a recurring text each and every day to show, hey, got my $5. And you'll be able to earn up to $350 in immediate income. So the business pays for itself and earns a profit. This is how you create momentum. Now, it's decision time. And I told you that was one of the, I hope I told you at the beginning that was one of the expectations that I have of you is that when you get this information, that you're going to make a decision. And here are a couple of questions to help you get there. Ask yourself, do I want a wealth plan that can outperform what I'm currently doing without the risk? And do I want more money and time to spend doing what I love with the ones I love? Ask yourself those two. And then if the answer is yes to either one, your decision's already made. And I just want to welcome you to MWR because if you're having any difficulty, though, they want me to tell you this that there's no perfect time to make that decision. The time is now. There's only now or later. And later usually costs you more in time, money, and leverage that you can never get back. So before I welcome you fully to the community, you've got to take one of these next steps. Okay. The first one is to get back to the MWR director who invited you to this Zoom and share the information that you either need more questions, you need questions answered that you took notes on, and also you need to tell them which option you choose, whether you want to become a member at this time or a business owner at this time. And remember, if you choose the membership only, you can always upgrade later. And then if you decide to become a business owner, option number two, remember option one, option two, let them know. You want to plug into the system. And then you're going to use leverage not only with the bank, but you're going to use leverage to with our proven systems to do all the things we talked about, create that time freedom, financial independence, and you're going to do it faster, safer, and smarter. That's a beautiful thing. So again, I welcome you to our community, and I hope that you feel that you've been informed and that you can make that decision. But again, if you need more information, contact the person who invited you and they will get your questions answered. And I hope you have a really great day and a great rest of your weekend. I'm going out and enjoy New Orleans. Thanks, folks.
Thank you very much, Mr. David Gibson. What an amazing conversation. I took my notes. I got some of our guests that are here today, so they're gonna get their questions answered. But we gotta get to the meat and potatoes and what it takes to build your business. And we got no one better to do this but Mrs. Lynn Gibbs. You know, it's been an honor working alongside with her. Last Saturday, she poured out into us with tremendous training with Mr. Richard Greer. And today, I'm just going to be behind the scenes, taking more notes and learning what she's going to share with us today, which is our system. So the good thing about this, David, is we have a system in place, as you know, and having that system in place allows us to be able to just plug it to the system and let the experts do the work. And there's a conversation, a basic, simple conversation that Ms. Lynn Gibbs is going to share with us today, which is already put together in our back office. So I'm giving the microphone and the camera to you. Thanks again. I got my notepad ready. Take some notes. Microphone and camera is yours.
Well, good morning. Thank you so much for actually sharing that information to where, not only beginning within our own household, we could begin to make a change, but when you're in a community such as this with David and with Fernando, we can extend it even further, going out into our own individual communities and making a difference. So with that information that he shared, we now know that we have a vehicle. So the next step that we want to go ahead and put into place is, okay, how do we go ahead and implement this so we're going to be a success right away? So I'm going to share with you those steps. We want to begin with starting, and this is what I'll share with you, how to start the information that was implemented before you today. What are you going to do to actually share it? And then stay updated, stay connected. So in starting, one of the first things you want to do once you take on your own membership is to subscribe. Set your notifications accordingly. We all have a life. We don't want dings going off every day, all day. And the first place you're going to stop is to go to MWR Financial Telegram. And then for all the teams that are here, all the leaders that are here, you want to go ahead and join the communication channels, be it Facebook, Zoom, LinkedIn, whatever the case might be. Subscribe so that you can actually play it back, not only to listen, to share, but to learn from. And for instance, like this morning, when David did the overview, let's just say you went live as well. Now you're expanding into your social media where you might attract a partner and or even a member. So once again, subscribe and set your notifications accordingly. You want to have some scripts on hand, and we'll get specifically into some of those scripts later. That's going to be found in your business builder system that's in your back office now once you've joined. We want to have you with a script that's a welcome text so that now that you're sharing the same information with your potential partners, once they come in, that welcome text is not only a welcome, but it's a directive. They're going to know what to do next, the very next step. Now that they've done this, what's next? Now that you've done this, what's next? And that's going to be your cadence going forward so that you can have success. One of the immediate actions that you want to take is to start your services so that you can get a return on your initial investment, create your own story, which is going to create confidence as well as reclaim and that shifting of the income that David spoke about. And then schedule your launch. Dr. Gerald Parker, on Sundays, we're going to be doing the launches, which simply means what? You're going to be introducing your business to your family, to your friends, to your social network. Just launch your business and you're going to have success, which is going to build the confidence as well as momentum. And our first focal point is getting you to 3-star. And I say immediate action is because you have a 30-day money back guarantee. You want to take full advantage of that. You've got a couple of teams of experts, if not more. Specifically, you've got the financial experts. Again, you're going to start your services right away. Don't lag on that. If you need assistance, reach out and ask for it. And then the marketing experts. For instance, like this training piece here and what you have in your back office, and that's going to work simultaneously for you. But most important, I know earlier you were asked to go ahead and jot down a few things. So hopefully you still have that pen and pad available to you. If you get nothing else today from what you heard, I want you to start believing and start dreaming again. What is it that you need? What is it that you want? And go ahead and jot it down so we can manifest it. So now that we've given you a precursor, let's go ahead and get into the business builder system. Again, it's in your back office. You're going to go to makewealthreal.com, tap into the toolbox, then training, and there you have it. Voila, the business builder system. On those 3 dots that you see there, a couple of things. You can actually download it so you can have a PDF, so you can go back and listen to specific areas, especially the action-oriented areas. And then you want to listen to it several times, at least once a day, so that you're digesting it and it becomes a part of you. This way, you rewind it to immediate playback of your desire. You can fast forward and rewind. And right there, it may only be a template, but on a computer, I tried it on the phone, it doesn't happen. But on a computer, back there now, again, it's a quick start guide. If you did nothing else, you want to go ahead and download that so you can have an actual onboarding process with your upline. Getting into it, one of the things you may want to write down, save it into your phone, wherever you save your information so that it's readily available to you. Like some people, they have affirmations pinned up across the house wherever you have it. But this is the one thing you might want to say to yourself several times per day because it lets you know exactly what MWR is all about in one sentence. And what we do is we provide a proven self-funding system that creates wealth faster, safer, and smarter without using your existing income. Go ahead and formulate that in your head so it just rolls off. It's like an elevator approach, if you will, going from the first floor, say, to the 10th floor. If someone to ask you, what is it you do? There you have it. And then who it is that we help. We're helping our communities. You're going to hear that redundancy. Start within your own household, but we're helping our communities. We help driven, everyday people who are tired of trading time for money and want a proven path to time freedom and financial independence without what? Without risking their current income or lifestyle. So this becomes the one sentence, the one explanation reps memorize, no variations, no additions. And then the point of this whole training, the point of this whole system is so that we can perform ordinary actions consistently. It's a repeatable framework that allows one to stack results to multiply. David spoke about the silver. You can actually stack in many areas of your life. So go ahead and begin to stack results so they begin to do what? Multiply. And your income to grow beyond personal production. It becomes a team effort. So how does compound growth actually work? Momentum is the result of consistent repeated action, and that's how it begins to compound. Growth compounds when what? The invitations happen daily, and we'll go over some of the things you should be doing on a daily and on a monthly. We'll cover that. But growth is going to happen when invitations happen daily, exposure happens consistently, the follow-up happens predictably, and the tools do the explaining and people stay plugged in. This is giving you specific. This is a guide of action, guys, a guide of activity. Here, I wrote this down because as you're taking notes, why momentum feels invisible at first. You're going to find this in section 1 of your Business Builder System, page 11. And I put a pin in this. Why momentum feels invisible at first. And I want to go ahead and just really, really drill down on this. The whole purpose of this system is to keep you engaged long enough for momentum to show up. Most people fall short right there at the door. Right before success happens, people fall short. So if you do nothing else, go ahead and put a pin in this and read it to yourself when you feel that your results are lagging behind your effort. Progress is going to feel slow, but activity, it all depends on your disconnection from your outcome. So again, the role of the individual is to do what? Use the system, stay consistent, protect simplicity, invite and plug in. Allow the system to do the compounding. If you did not catch it, section 1, page 11, please go ahead and really read that when you feel like everything is lagging and do not fall short at the doorstep. From 1,000-foot drop, things you're going to implement for your first 7 days. Day 1 through 2, get positioned. That's going to gain confidence. Through 4, you're going to begin to take action. In day 5 through 6, get exposure as well as support. In day 7 is a time to reflect and reset. Specifically, we can go ahead and look into it a little bit deeper for your first 7 days. On day 1 through 2, when you're getting positioned, this is what you could measure. These are the actions that you're actually taking. And when you're looking at the wins, that's the success that you're actually having. Make certain that you celebrate those small wins. So day 1 through 2, you've got your account fully set up. You read the MWR Business Builder System, which is what we're going through here. I've just taken excerpts from that Business Builder System so that you can have immediate action and you can have immediate results. You can explain MWR in one sentence. We covered that right out the gate. And you're inviting, you have your script memorized and you joined team with MWR and all the communication channels. Going through these quickly. It's there in your BBS, you can see these. Day 3 through 4, what it looks like. You've written at least a list of 10 to 20 people. These are action move guides. You've invited at least 5 people to an overview of some sort. You've invited them to a success story. There's so many tools that you can invite them to, but we want to invite them to an environment like this where they see it's not just you and them one-on-one. You've sent at least 2 webinar invites, registration and links, ethical follow-ups, and then you want to attend at least 1 live overview, 5 through 6. A total of 10 invites has happened, at least 1 follow-up conversation, and you've used a 3-way when it's necessary, a pre-frame with your support leader. And then you've heard real questions and you've heard real stories. You've heard real questions so that you can begin to gain your confidence in how you should respond or not respond. And on day 7, you've reviewed what worked. You've actually celebrated actions taken. Like I said, you've got to celebrate. You've got to take the time to not just be so down on yourself when you're getting those no's. And you've booked your next presentation and you have actually set a week 2 goal. So when you begin to share and you begin to take action, understand that width is going to come first. Momentum begins when there are enough entry points, which means that you've shared with enough people, you've got enough entry points into the system for activity to spread naturally. This is going to continue to happen when you personally add people. You're going to create multiple points of entry so that there's no, well, you want to create redundancy with it, but no lag. You actually create flexibility. And through this, with your multiple points of entry, what happens most importantly is that you create long-term stability. With your upline, you're going to find out that it is all about structure. The reason why we always build with first, wealth is going to provide you with options. Options are going to reduce the stress, and stress is going to be the very thing that's going to kill your consistency. And without consistency, there's no compounding. So the correct mindset to walk away from this going forward, the key principles to lock in on is that width. Width is going to create the momentum right now. And you need that evidence for your self-belief and for those people that's going to be in your ear saying, told you so, this, yet, any other. Width is going to create the momentum for right now. And momentum is what's going to allow you to build depth. Depth provides stability over a period of time. So where width creates the confidence, confidence is going to be built via momentum. We did give you a script early on. What is it that we do? Who we help. Here, as we begin to invite, we've got specific scripts. It is back there, just like I mentioned, when you've got why momentum lags. You want to go ahead and make a copy of these excerpts so that you can have it on hand. So if I were to go ahead and role play with my alter ego, because it's just me today, we're going to go ahead and go over a quick script and what it looks like so you can get the cadence. So for instance, let's just say I was to go ahead and ask someone that question. Are you open to seeing how people are creating more time freedom without using their existing income? We've got to learn to pause and we've got to learn to listen. So if this person wants to say to me, yes, I would simply say, great. There's a short 15-minute video. We have the tools. When we say it's an overview, it's a short video, it's someone that has had success and we're sharing their testimony, whatever the case might be. You know, when they say yes, be prepared to share something with them. And in this case, it's a short 15-minute overview at 9 p.m. Eastern. I can send the link to reserve a seat and you can decide if it's a fit for you. And then send the link immediately. Don't get into conversation. Just do what you're designed to do. And that's to just get a yes, a response, so you can send the link. If by chance they said to you, maybe, that's an indecision. But an indecision, guys, handle that as a yes. Say perfect. Just watch this 15-minute overview tonight at 9 p.m. and see if it makes sense for you. Put that actual prospect to feel like they're in control to make a decision on their own. And then go ahead and send the link. It lowers the pressures and keeps the momentum moving forward. If a person asks you, what is it? Don't stop to doing explaining. You know, just rather than me explaining it to you, the webinar does a much better job. Again, all you're doing, guys, is sending out the information. You're finding out that opening to go ahead and send them something so they can watch it in their own space. They might ask you, is it one of those things? Have I heard that enough since 1988 when I first saw it? That's skepticism in the MLM world. It's a concern. Or the relationship world, relationship building world. Totally fair question. That's why I like the overview. It explains exactly what it is. Again, it is not you explaining, it's referring to a tool so that you remain calm, you remain neutral. There's no defense mechanism whatsoever. You're just simply sharing information. If they don't have time, such is the world today, it's not a no, it's just a scheduling issue on what? On their behalf, not a problem. It's short and you can watch it at your convenience. Put them in a space to where you're not feeling thirsty. When they can watch it on their own terms, fine, but just set the expectations that you're going to actually follow up or give them a specifics on, okay, when's a better time that I can get back with you to see if you watched it. If they're not interested, just respectfully exit, keep the relationship intact. And I've said that for years. It may be a no for them right now, but people's situations change every 30 days, every 90 days, depending on what they're going through. All good. I appreciate you being honest. Respect the relationship. If anything ever changes, let them know that you can go ahead and get back with them and get that permission. There's no chasing, there's no pressure. If they ghost you, you've not heard anything from them, they're not picking up the phones, they're not a text, email, fly pigeon, whatever the case might be. Follow up. Follow up once, but simply say, hey, and it's several things that you can say, but hey, just wanted to see if you had a chance to take a look. I understand life gets in the way. Some people might not have seen the text. No rush, just let me know either way. One follow up only and then move on. You have an ultra short version, which is text friendly. I love that because if you get on the phone with someone, we have the tendency to talk too much. So use that with the permission based what? It lets those skeptical individuals know, not a problem. Watch it on your own term, do your own due diligence, and let's get back together. Here's some of the things that you should definitely not say. You want to avoid explaining the company, mentioning the compensation plan, or overqualifying anything whatsoever. Simplicity is the key. Simplicity is the key. Just simply add urgency, but no hype, so that it's not pushed to the side because this is something that's important. But again, you don't want to hype anything at all. Saying business opportunity. People right now don't want you approaching them with anything that sounds like it's some kind of one of those things. So avoid saying business opportunity at all costs. The goal is not understanding. The goal is what? Simply to get an agreement so that you can forward the information. Critical for duplication, the invitation only has just one job. You're going to get the permission to send it. And if the prospect asks questions, that's exactly what the 15-minute overview covers. So watch it first. You're going to see the redundancy in here. So what? You can have the best success. And in the one sentence rule, if you're explaining it, just know at that point, and we all know that, you can feel it. Pull back somehow, because when you begin to explain, you're already off script. The key principles to lock in here on, if the system requires you to explain it, it will not be compound. And compounding is a thing that's going to add to your success. The tools are going to create this, not discipline, but that as well. But the tools will create duplication. Duplication is going to create scale. You're going to begin to grow exponentially in who you are as a person and your business as well. And scale is the very thing that's going to create leverage. Here are the tools. Your upline, as well as Telegram and everywhere else, is going to have an actual listing of all the tools that you can share with the person. And believe it or not, you can just simply go ahead and use your own site. There's an abundance of information back there that probably is going to answer some of the questions that they have and then some. And in your three-way, your pre-frame. This is where you're going to connect the actual prospect, yourself, and your upline expert on a call. It's the whole purpose of this three-way is just simply to transfer confidence and create clarity so that a decision can be arrived at quickly. It's not a substitute for exposure. Guys, you've got to share too. It's not there for the actual upline, the expert, to go ahead and educate them. It's not a training tool, or it's not a presentation. They should have seen something, some type of tool before you engage them with that three-way. When not to use that three-way, don't use the three-way if the prospect has not watched anything. They are just curious, no intent. They want to be combative in some cases, and they want to prove you wrong, or they want to be convinced. They're price shopping, or don't use it if you are using the call to avoid learning the system for yourself. With the pre-frame, this is what it looks like, and that is before the call. Do not get on a call with the expert saying this. This is before you put that three-way together. Quick heads up before we jump on. And that's not to say that the actual upline is not there. It could be a muted situation, but you don't let them know that the upline is there. Quick heads up. Before we jump on, this isn't a sales call. I'm bringing on someone I trust. There's a level of trust between you and the actual prospect to some extent. Whether you've known them for some time or you've just met them in the store, some level of trust has been established. So I trust this person enough so that they can answer one or two specific questions that you might have so that you can decide if it makes sense for you. We'll keep it under 10 minutes, and at the end, you'll know whether or not it's a yes or no or next. So this is directing them to say, you know what, after this call, there is an expectation, one of those three things. And this, guys, is what the call looks like. This is role playing. You're going to go over these specifically. The learning is going to come within the doing. As you can see here, it is step by step. What the actual QMD is going to say, the actual context, the time frame, and you've got examples. Again, it is back there. This is an actual three-way call for role-playing purposes only. And we can have sessions like this where we do role-playing and role-playing along. But I want you to go back there in the Business Builder systems, read over it so that you can start doing role-playing with your actual upline. It provides you a point to where you're interjecting into this three-way call, and you're going to check in to see how that person is feeling about what they've heard so far. Allow that space to be solid enough. And in the decision frame, again, one of three things. It makes sense to you and you're ready to move forward. It's a no, and that's totally fine, so that you can respect what the relationship, whether you just met them or you've known them long term. Or three, they may want a little bit more information. Listen to what they're needing and provide that and only that. This removes pressure while still moving the conversation forward. There's no chasing, there's no convincing. We've said that before. You're going to hear things redundantly, and those redundancies are the things that's going to help you create success. The right moment for this three-way call, and they're going to provide you examples. The correct moment is when the prospect signals readiness. Some examples of this. This sounds interesting, but they have a few questions. I'd like to hear from someone who actually is doing this. That's a green light for you to put them on a three-way. Anything earlier is premature. They've not seen enough information or understand enough, because it's going to put the upline or the expert in position to do what? Explain. And that's not what they're there for, or do a presentation. And anything later, it's unnecessary. I mean, at this point, that person has no interest. A simple power line, it can be used. That's optional. All the tools you can see is back here. The goal isn't to convince that person, it's simply to help them make a decision for what's right for them. And then, of course, again, the principles for you to lock in on is to follow the same sequence. You're going to first expose. The pre-frame or the three-way is there to gain clarity. And so that prospect can make a decision soundly. So just like you have days 1 through 7, your focal point is going to be continued through the month as well. So your daily focus in building a rhythm and building a cadence for your success, we're going to begin with daily. Daily, you want to begin exposing. Your priorities on a daily basis is to invite people to see the system. You want to share with curiosity, not explanations, and plug prospects into the tools. Let the tools work. Let the tools duplicate. Let them compound. And then you're going to do follow-up simple questions. You know, you're not trying to finish anyone in one day. You're simply moving people forward to the next step. Small daily actions. And like we said, you know, why momentum feels invisible at first. Continue to take those small daily actions, repeat them over time, and it's definitely going to go ahead and create the compounded results that you desire. And then your weekly focus, plug into the systems. Weekly activities it's about alignment and momentum. Attending live webinars such as the one you're on today, plugging prospects and team members into those, and then follow up with attendees and non-attendees, reinforcing simplicity and next steps. Live exposure creates belief creates participation, and then participation creates income. Participation creates momentum, And then weekly consistency is where compound growth begins to accelerate. And that was no Freudian slip. I really meant that participation creates wealth. So your focus, here's your focus as far as on a monthly basis. And it's just like on a weekly basis, when you get to day 7, you can reboot, find out what worked, find out what didn't work, and then make the adjustments. But on a monthly basis, it's all about reflection. It's not about judging yourself or judging anyone that you've seen do an overview and you didn't feel they did X, Y, Z. When you step up, then you have the right to judge. But your monthly reflections is not about judging results. It's all about adjusting the activity. And sometimes that activity is our own mindset. Key questions to ask yourself and to be honest about: am I consistently inviting? Am I staying plugged into the system? Am I building with personality? Yeah. But am I building with personally? Am I protecting simplicity? And growth should be measured in this fashion via activity levels, exposure numbers, and systems usage. And you can gauge that growth in your back office, which you will get to know. You can see your genealogy reports. You can see the leaderboards. So your growth is just quite measurable. And like David with the accountant, math doesn't lie. Some indicators that validate lagging is your income and your rank progression. Leading indicators are activity and exposure. And that's how you know when it's a win-win. And if nobody else pats you on the back, just make certain that you do it for yourself and then stay plugged in. Stay plugged in long enough for those wins to show up, that results show up. MWR rewards those who remain consistent long after the excitement phase and before momentum becomes obvious. Most meaningful results in MWR are not created in weeks. They are built over months. Consistent exposure as well as activity. And why success comes before the scale. Just like, and I'll say it again, and it seems invisible at first, but momentum. Synonymous. Why survival comes first before the scale. You begin to build habits, you learn rhythm, you gain a perspective, and you develop emotional stability. You're going to have someone that's saying, I'm coming to the overview. You've done all the right things. Thanks for inviting me. I cannot wait to lock arms with you to help get some of the things in my household. This is your prospect done that I need to. They've said everything is going to lead you to believe that they're going to either have a one-on-one with your upline or they're going to come into that overview and it'll show up. You've been on a high all day long waiting for this person to come in and they don't. You have to develop a thick skin in this instant. And that's why you need multiple entry points so that one person puts you down, you've got flexibility, you've got options, you've got choices. This phase is not a glamorous one, but it's essential. Those who survive long enough to reach this scale are really the most talented. They've just been consistent. The commitments that matter most here is that you're staying active. You are using the system, you're protecting simplicity, and you're giving time a chance to work in your favor. And those commitments that will go ahead and compound in your favor, leading to success. So your next steps, what does that look like? You want to invite someone to see the system like you did today. Staying simple with it, staying consistent, and you have to stay plugged in for your success. When we mention the communication piece, is that one of the first things you're going to do? MWR Financial has a telegram. This was a post that our CEO, Mr. Brian House, posted. It resonated strongly. So through all, if you were by chance, taking notes earlier, imagine, if you will, you're in a boat. Your finances are that boat itself. And there are holes in the bottom and the water is pouring in. Frantic, especially if you can't swim. Can't swim meaning you have no access to information like this. You have no experts that can help you. So the water's pouring in. You plug one, maybe 2 holes. It slows the sinking, but you're still going down. Now, that's how most people manage their money, because no 40-year-old, once again, that's just the environment most of us have been brought up with. Perhaps not the 3% of the wealth, but 97 have been. Mr. House provides several examples. I'm going to just go ahead and provide one. For instance, you fix your credit with all the services that we spoke about, the experts help you with. You fix your credit, but you don't use MWR to reduce your taxes, to eliminate your debt, to lower your monthly bills. You're still sinking. Likewise, you're stacking on the precious metals, but you've not implemented a diversified cash flow account, a DCA, to where you can double dip your money. Here's the truth. When you use everything with MWR, the services, the experts, everything, be it even the complimentary readings that we get here on Saturday morning. I've been a day off. Yesterday, I thought it was Saturday. Here's the truth. When you use everything, no longer are you just, you got a boat, kudos to you, but you're not just casting your net to the other side for a few fish. You stop the sinking and you start rowing in the right direction. So plug the holes, follow the systems, use everything. So now the issues in life, they don't put you on dry dock. You now have a yacht to where you're stopping at every port of your choice in this world. The slides that I've shared with you, they're back there in your portal under the Business Builder systems. Just click on the toolbox, just click on training, download the Gamma slides. You can audio it as well so you can view it over and over again. Stay simple, stay consistent, stay plugged in. Use everything MW has to offer and then reach out to your upline so that you too can create a plan of action to implement like when yesterday, because our financial woes didn't start today. So reach out to them immediately for your plan of action. And will there be stumbling blocks? It's going to be those stumbling block guys that's going to create character. Character is going to build your success. But more importantly, just remember to celebrate those milestones every step of the way. I thank you for allowing me into your space this morning. And I'm looking forward to all of us going out there and making a difference in our communities.
Jeez, I'm speechless. Wow, thank you so much for this training, the way you elaborate on this training. Hey, everyone, let's give Lynn fire emojis. I'm impressed with the simplicity because we have everything in the tip of our fingers. We just got to plug in and we want to learn more about the compensation plan, the logistics of the business. This is exactly what this business is about. It's relationship building. It's about getting to know exactly how to invite, how to expose people. See, I want everyone to keep this in mind, Lynn, is we grow from event to event. I want you to think about the next event that we have coming up, and start thinking about the first 3 that you can expose this incredible information to and start building your 3. When you start to build 3 that participate, it's 30 of us here today. We can easily, quickly multiply to 90. But it takes training. It takes doing exactly what Lynn taught us today. Go to your back office, do your role play. It's like acting, when you're an actor and you're given a script, you're not giving a few pages, stack of scripts. You got to develop the personality to be an actor, and you get paid to act, your role. In our business, you get paid well, like actors do. Once you master the skill and the communication to be able to invite folks, I guarantee you, this is a true professional relationship building, but it takes these details, and it's already in our back office. All right, so there's nothing that you have to reinvent. Just go to your back office. Lynn wrapped it up so nicely. She exposed the front page. You go to your toolbox. There's a toolbox section that allows you to connect all the dots, and we have a training button to click on. There's the video, and then there's a little PowerPoint that you can actually work with. Once again, thank you so much, Lynn. It's been a tremendous morning from starting till the end, which is our reading club, our presentation, and now our training. We're pretty wrapped up to go win. So we have no excuses, ladies and gentlemen, but to pack the events. So let's get ready. Thank you so much once again, Lynn. On that note, we'll see you all at the top, and we'll see you in the beaches of the world. Bye, everyone. Bye. All right, the microphones are open, and we are unmuted. So we can all say bye. Happy Saturday, and enjoy your
Have a
weekend.
great weekend, everybody.
Blessings.
Thank
Enjoy
you,
the weekend.
David. Amazing presentation today. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Bless up, Ja Lion from Gene.
Jane, good seeing you, my friend.